Hello everyone, how are you? This is the card we're going to be making today. I don't know if you can see the shine. I use my glossy accents on it. So anyway, let's get started. I cut 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock in half, and so the measurements will be, prior to scoring, the measurements are 8.5 by 5.5 inches. So I went ahead and I rounded my corners. I pre-did this. It's my second time trying to tape it, so I apologize. And then I went ahead and I stamped it with my stamp set. This is from Stampin Up. This is an old stamp set. It's called Dear Friends. And this one says Sweet Treats on it. Okay, and it has 8 stamps. This one says Little Angel. This one says A Little Something. It's just a gift. Dear Friend with a deer on it. From the guy with the red suit with Santa. Oh Holy Night with the baby Jesus. And Oh Christmas Tree with a tree. And then Season's Greeting with a snowman. 2 years ago I made cards and I put little pom-poms on the nose of the Rudolph, and it came out really cute. So anyway, we're using that stamp set. It's a retired set from Stampin' Up called Dear Friends. We're going to be using soft suede, and this is a dye ink. We're going to be cutting out the gingerbread circle. And then we're going to be using a little border strip, and it is the strip is 1 3/4 of an inch. And then I use my Martha Stewart scallop dot punch. I basically start off in the middle, and then I line it up and I keep going. I most times do it backwards so I can see what I'm doing. So anyway, that's that. And so I went ahead and I rounded my corners. Folded it in half with my bone folder, and what I'm going to do is ink the edges of this strip. Just gives it more dimension on the white, and it doesn't blend into the off-white cardstock. I think I do this to probably almost everything I make when I can. I like to distress the edges and ink the edges. This is a Stampin' Up sponge I bought many years ago, probably 6 years ago. I don't know. I've had it for a very long time, and it still works. So I like to varnish the ends of it. I'm not sure if that's the word, but that's what I use. And then we are going to be laying this on here. And if you note, I have a piece of red ribbon here. This is just Martha Stewart forget what this is called. This is seams tape. I'm not sure what it's called. Sorry. So we're gonna go ahead and cut these out. And I just basically cut them out by eye. Most people have round punches. My punch is too small. It's a 1 inch. And so I just do it by eye with a sharp scissor. These are my tweezer bees, my cutter bees actually. And then I go to the next piece, and then I start to cut. I don't know if you can see it on my card that I create, the one that's already done. I used Crystal Effects, which is also called Glassy Accents. Gives the same look. It actually looks like candy, and it looks really lifelike. And that's it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some pop dots on this. On each of them. Some dimensionals. As you can see before, I stamped the wrong side, but I reused the paper anyway. I do also like to distress the edges, and then that way it all looks really nice. I don't know, I like the way it looks. It looks kind of distressed, so to speak. Okay, so I'm gonna use my zip glue, my zip dry glue. It's zip dry paper glue, and what happens is it dries really fast and it doesn't warp the paper. And if you make a mistake, all you have to do is rub off the zip dry and it rubs right off. I love this stuff. It's really cool. So this is it. I'm going to be placing this down here. That's it. And don't worry, it dries clear. So you see right there, I got a little bit on it. I rub it, off it goes. Stuff is really neat. Okay. And so I'm going to be tacking this down to here. Right in the middle here. And then that way we can put this guy here, a little gingerbread man. And then I use my Crystal Effects, and Crystal Effects is really forgiving. Also has a really precise little tip there. And basically what I do is, not sure if you can see this, I squeeze out. The thing with this is that sometimes it gets caked on there and then you can't, you have to put a pin through it. So what I do is, I usually keep the pin taped to my bottle. That way I always have the pin. And I put it down the other day and I forgot to tape it back, so I don't have it there. So what I do is just basically put glossy accents on him. So if you can see that, I'm not sure. It actually makes him darker. It makes him really pop off the page. Off the card, rather. Yep, there you go. And then I set it off to dry, and you can notice this is getting dark already. This is also, I set it to the side. I put my ribbon on once it's dry. This Crystal Effects takes a little bit to dry, so I would just leave it for now. Remember, you're just going to wrap a piece of ribbon around it, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiment, wishing you peace and joy this holiday season, with red. And I'm going to do that really carefully. I'm sorry, I forgot my red ink. And I'm not sure, this is a regular A2 size card. I'm not sure if I mentioned this stamp, wishing you peace and joy this holiday season, is a Hero Art stamp. And I'm using red, real red water-based dye ink from Stampin' Up. I've had this stamp pad for probably 13 years or so, since I first started selling Stampin' Up a long time ago, when I first started crafting. And then basically stamp it there. And we are all done. So anyway, this is the final card, and it says, wishing you peace and joy this holiday season. And inside it says, Merry Christmas. And so that's my simple card for today. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to say. I also do, I put the, I edge the brown, with brown, with the soft suede on the cream part of the card as well. So that way it looks distressed and antiques it. That's what it does, it antiques it. So anyway, that was a really, really simple card, and I hope you enjoyed it. And basically, you can use any of these to do a Christmas tree. You can stamp in the green. I did that once before, and then I used my markers so I could stamp the tree in green and then this in red. and vice versa. And again, you can add these little noses, these little pom-poms to the deer, and he'll have a red nose like Rudolph. And so that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and have a great evening. God bless. Take care.